Hey, it's Biddy Penny, and in this video, it's going to be flipping fantastic, and we're going to have some splashing. So stick around because this is old plus new, June 2022, and yeah, we'll just play around. So let's do this. Right, guys, so the June theme for old plus new is flipping fantastic or splashing technique. I am going to have a lot of fun this month. We've got Marla as our spotlight at Mad About Cards and Crafts. Marla Harris is so talented. Look at that card. Oh, I always love that card so much. But I honestly just love all the cards she makes. They're fantastic. And if you haven't seen her design before, she designs for Not Too Shabby, but she also designs for Cottage Cuts, and I believe there's another brand as well. If you go to her About section, she has a great description there. She lets you know her current design teams for 2022, the ones she's been on in the past. And I just really love her as a card maker and a person. She's our design team coordinator at Not Too Shabby, and she's fabulous. So she's been on the old plus new since the beginning, and so she has a playlist for it. And you could go back and see all the things she's made for old plus new. Thanks, Marla. All right, you guys, so I grabbed some Canson XL watercolor paper for this card, and I definitely wanted to do some splashing. I originally, with more time, wanted to do watercolor with salt and let you see kind of what it looks like. It's almost like a splashing technique, but it's not. I don't know. I'll have time for it eventually, but I didn't have time for it in this session. So all I'm doing is I'm taking this dry piece of watercolor paper and I'm just going to do wet on dry. So, my brush is wet. I'm bringing the paper, bringing the color and the water to the paper, but I am going to saturate it more towards the bottom edge, and I'm going to kind of create a line, and the paper is going to start bowing, which is actually exactly what I want it to do in this case. I rarely tape my watercolor paper down. It just depends on what I'm working on. When I did that custom card and I painted that landscape in watercolor, yeah, I definitely taped it down. But for like fun background techniques, I rarely do. So now I'm going along this ridge and this bow and the paper. See how the paper is curled there? I want it to work with me. I'm wanting this to kind of spread and just kind of create some fun looking watery in the depths of the sea background. And I'm allowing really the paper and the watercolor to do all the work for me. You can tell I'm just going in and adding more depth by tapping in more color. And I'm just letting these colors work together. And while it's still wet, I'm going to bring in some Distress. I think this one was Cracked Pistachio, which is different, but water isn't only blue. And then I have this Dina Wakley glossy spray. The pump doesn't work anymore, which is fine. I just end up splattering it. But what I loved about bringing this one in is it gives me the look that the salt would have given me in that dark blue part. I'm going to bring it up and freeze it for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. But the way that glossy enamel spray kind of spread around, and I did spray some water on top of it, it gave me that look I was wanting from the salt. So I really like the way that turned out. I brought in an oldie but goodie honeybee stamp. I just love this mermaid. Love her so much. I used my colored pencils and colored her up. I did her hair a little differently. I just colored each strand, like from the tip, from the crown to the tip, versus, a lot of times when I see people color hair, they kind of color across the head. with highlights, and I just did mine by strand, especially because of the way this one's illustrated, and I really like the effect. I'm keeping the coloring pretty simple here. And I just put down one lighter color and went in with a darker color to color in the scales on her little fin tail. So you guys, I'm so sorry this is late. Every month up until now, I've always released the theme on the 5th of the month, but I am really swamped right now, and so I hope you'll forgive me. I know that Debbie over at Project 39 Mini Albums released a video today, so I can't wait to go watch hers. And I know that the rest of the team will release wonderful videos as well. We try to post on the 5s, but we can post anytime. And, this is just a hop that's all about inspiration. It's about inspiring you. Maybe you don't feel like you want to make something that's, flipping fantastic. That's okay. We're just here to inspire you. I came up with themes that I thought, kind of went with the season that we'd be crafting in, and something that you could really pull on your imagination. I was sharing in a live last night that, you could do ninjas, gymnastics, lots of things are flipping, right? Maybe your card flips and is a fun fold and flips in a different way. So that would be flipping fantastic. And then splatter technique. Maybe the flipping isn't, appealing to you at all, but maybe there's a splatter technique you haven't done in a long time or you'd like to try. So that's what this is all about. It's also about loving your stash. This little darling mermaid has just been sitting there waiting for some attention. And she finally got to shine. And oh, does she shine. So I went in with this Stardust Jelly Roll pen, and I added sparkle to her because, yes, mermaids have to shine, right? So I'm just going to add that kind of all around and do it in the strands the way I colored her hair as well. So I'm just kind of working that in. I also used it on the bottle with the message in the bottle. I'm just showing y'all here. This is the Stardust from Jelly. But oh, look at her hair. It's so shiny. It's so fun. I also sparkled up the turtle. And look at that bottle. Oh, it's just so fun. I did her fin. And so now I have this fabulous background that I measured out, and I was like, this could be 3 cards. So I'm actually just going to cut a thin panel out of this, and I'll be able to get 3. So I think it's 9 inches long. I'm going to be able to get 3 card fronts that are 3 inches, which is kind of fun, different, So I'm going to save that other piece for later because I could make a 6x6 with it. I could make an A2. I could do a 5x7. But I really just wanted a narrow strip here and everybody to kind of hang off a little bit. So I wasn't thinking of it at the time. I really was kind of crafting in a hurry. But it would be so fun if I would have die cut some of the great sea life die cuts behind this and added more dimension. That's something that you could do if you were kind of remaking this card. Think about any coral or sea life kind of die cuts you might be able to do to add behind the mermaid. I might try to remake this card and do that because I have it in my head. I just haven't done it yet. And I still have those backgrounds available to me. So I just have to color up another mermaid, which would be fun. So I hope you guys are having a great start to your summer. Mine's kicking off with a bang. That's for sure. It looks like it's going to be another busy summer for me. Last year was swamped. But hopefully lots of good times mixed in with all of it. We're going to one of my close friends that I've known for over 20 years. We're going to her art show this weekend. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, I get to craft tomorrow on Saturday. Yay! So lots of good things. I hope y'all have lots of good things going on for you too. I want to thank everyone who's been hanging out with me in my lives. And just so you know, I understand lives might not be for everyone. You might prefer these shorter edited videos, and that is definitely something that I enjoy too. But I am just so busy right now that I'm going to have more lives just as I get through this month of busyness. Okay, so Letty over at Party Planner Papery has me using my glossy accents like it's nobody's business because I love it every time she adds it to her cards. So I added it to my mermaid's tail. I added it to the turtle. I added it to the bottle, put it on all the things. And so here it was when it was still wet. And yeah, I was like, I'm just going to keep on adding some glossy accents. And this bottle I've had forever, and it still works. I did not show y'all the process video of me making these cards, but I did make them around the same time. I used a different splashing technique. This is an old stamp and die set from Avery L. And I actually got the new set from Lawn Fawn. I think they're going to go really well together. I might bring those out for an old plus new later in the month if I get the opportunity. But I thought they would be great companion sets. And then here's the one we just made together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you feel inspired. Definitely go check out Marla. Use the hashtag to periodically check in through the month and see what everyone is making. And I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.